Toledo water users woke up the morning of Saturday, August 2nd, 2014 to a warning. It came from TV, the radio, even your neighbors. That warning? Don't drink or touch the water. Families rushed out to get bottled water because this wasn't like a boil advisory. We were told that you could not boil away the toxicity. WTOL 11 is committed to looking back at this historic event, but tonight we focus not only on where we are now, but what some say was the good that came out of the water crisis 10 years ago. When you turn on the faucet these days, do you think about it? That what you're pouring into the glass is okay? Over the years, psychologists have said the 2014 water crisis was enough to give people anxiety or even some forms of PTSD. But for all the negative things it presented, officials say there was good that came out of it. The water dashboard, an online water quality tracking system, actual plans for a redundant water source, a reservoir on land in Oregon that Toledo's already purchased, all to provide about a 10-day freshwater source should the lake ever become contaminated again. But maybe more than anything, those 3 days led to the formation of a regional water commission in 2019, a collective unit of Toledo water users at one table. We went to some of its members and asked, so where are we now? Sylvania.
The big difference now is instead of politicians being in charge of the water system and the capital improvements, we have a board of engineers that's overseeing it.
Perrysburg.
Well, we need to change the culture of the region to say this has to be a priority and we have to spend the money on an ongoing basis to accomplish that.
The village of White House.
I think our water customers can have supreme assurance that nothing like that will ever happen again. They can turn on the tap and know that they have quality water.
Maumee.
I think we've made progress, especially since 2014. The fact that we haven't had a reoccurrence is positive, that we're moving in the right direction.
Northwestern Water and Sewer.
Certainly anything could happen again. The difference now is our treatment plants are set up to handle it. Our operators are well trained, and I don't believe it would ever be an issue that we would face like we did before.
And Toledo.
We do still have a lake water problem. But we no longer have a drinking water problem, and that is because the citizens of Toledo, unfortunately with very little help from the state or federal government, reached into their pockets and made the investments at the Collins Park water plant now that allows us to take water from what is still a polluted source, and now it allows us to feel comfortable that what comes out of the faucet is not just drinkable, but actually since the water crisis, we've won awards for the quality of our drinking water.
So, are we in the clear? Not exactly. Officials say there are a couple of things at play right here, right now. First, here's President of Lucas County Board of Commissioners Pete Gerken on that issue.
We did a good job in our space. It's a little disheartening to see that our work is kind of being negated by the new phosphorus that comes in from feeding operations.
And that's the main reason the Board of Lucas County Commissioners, the City of Toledo, and the Environmental Law and Policy Center recently filed a federal lawsuit against the EPA. They allege the EPA knowingly violated the Clean Water Act by not enforcing runoff amounts into the western basin of Lake Erie. But that's not the only thing. There's also the threat of an old water delivery line from the lake to the treatment plant. It was installed during World War II, and engineers say that line could fail at any time. WTOL 11 reported this to you last spring. The work to design this project is underway, we want to let you know, and we're told construction will begin next year. Kaylee?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Everyone who was here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan during the 2014 water crisis has a story. We all remember where we were when we heard about the problem and what we did for the weekend that followed to make it through. Here's what one woman had to say.
I've got to admit that I probably tried to stockpile and hoard water as well as everyone else did because I was trying to take care of my family and my friends and things that I could get a hold of. We loaded up a big SUV and brought back several cases of water.
Our team here at WTOL 11 is committed to protecting our water. We want to hear from you. Send us a video of you sharing your memories during the water crisis 10 years ago. You can text it now to 419-248-1100. That number is also on your screen. Make sure to include the word water to get a link directly to our coverage online now.